I wanted to put out a quick video on how to make money fast and easy in Phasmophobia. I know when I was new, I struggled to do that, and often even later on in the game, I always felt like I was short on money. Well, there's an easy way to avoid that. This method is fast. It gets you in and out alive. You can do it solo or in a pre-made multiplayer group. You don't want to do it with general lobbies, but it's certainly doable with a group of folks that have the same mission in mind. You can do it at any level. It's low risk, and you might even have a little fun with it. You can do a few different things to sort of keep it spicy, if you will. Stay with me. I also am going to add a little quick speedrun gameplay at the end of this video, so you can kind of see me play that out, and then I'll leave a timestamp in the description if you want to jump to that as well. So, all right, let's see what we got going on. But the highlights of this method include three main things. Your first you want to cover would be your map choice and the difficulty related to that. We're going to run the Tanglewood Street House. Everybody should be familiar with that map. Here is a legend showing the map and the key pieces in that map that we'll talk about. You want to run this map on the highest difficulty you can manage. The next thing to consider is your equipment loadout. You always get a set of starter items that you do not have to purchase. So if you are out of money and you're starting fresh, you can just bring those starter items and use this method to make a few bucks. It won't be a max run. You certainly should bring in some more items if you have the dollars to do so, and most will. But don't be afraid. You can still do this. Don't turn off the video. Keep watching. Bring an additional photo camera, so a +1 there. You get one in the starter items. You would also bring in 2 smudge sticks. The reason I say 2 is there is typically an objective we're going to cover that involves a smudge stick, potentially 2, but also invariably sometimes somebody accidentally burns a smudge stick on the wall. So if that ever happens to you, which, I think most have seen it, it's good to have a backup. You want to bring in 2 salts. That will be something we discuss a little deeper in here, but definitely bring that. You need a lighter, a candle, and a motion sensor. These are all going to be related to objectives and ultimately maxing your money in. So these are the items I consider required. Again, if you can't afford them, you can still make money, but if you're truly looking to maximize things and to make the most dollars you can, this is what I consider required and what you should bring. Now, here are some additional optional items that I often bring. We have a thermometer. I like the thermometer as a tool. It can help you find that ghost area really fast. Your thermometer is a great tool to help you navigate ghost areas. And in some of the difficulty levels, ghosts can move or migrate. So it's a good reference tool, even once you've been in the hunt a little while. So I definitely bring that, but it is optional. You don't have to use that. You have another option in an EMF reader or a couple other things that you can use. Crucifix, that's one of the late objective items. It is often an objective on the board. You're really potentially pushing the hunt threshold there, and we are going to try to avoid that. We don't want to get hunted. That is not our objective here. Typically, I wouldn't wait around for the crucifix to get eaten, as they call it, by the ghost. But you can bring it if you want to roll the dice. You bring it and you don't use it, it's okay. As long as you don't die, it's no big deal. But just know it's optional. Sanity pills, very similar thing here. There are certain ghosts that drain your sanity quickly. There is a risk of hunt if you have that particular ghost. If not, you really don't need the sanity pills. And even then, you can do without them. But again, trying to minimize the risk of death. If you have a few bucks, throw some sanity pills in there. I believe they're only $15. They're not terribly expensive. Strong flashlight. I didn't put this on the required list because it's technically not required. You honestly don't even need a flashlight. You can work off just house lights, but those can be annoying. They can be turned off and at the exact wrong times. You get a basic flashlight. I always bring a strong one. It's not much more expensive, and it just saves my poor eyeballs, but you don't have to. It is considered truly optional, your choice. Last thing I would bring potentially is a tripod. We're not completely abandoning the idea of identifying the ghost, but it is not our primary objective to make money here. I bring the tripod because often if I do have an opportunity, I find the ghost room fast and I want to get some clues, I throw that video cam on a tripod. It has a better view angle and I can move it around a little easier. That's just preference. You may not ever use that. You don't need it. Again, optional, but I list it on here because it's something I do use. Very last thing we'll cover here is the actual easy money makers. You're not going to be perfect here. That's not the goal. The goal is to try to maximize and use the skills you have, use these techniques to focus on the key areas and walk away with good bank. Specifics here. Your first and easiest money maker is going to be your photos. I know people say it all the time, but photos, 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 and high quality photos at that, typically going for 3 stars on everything. But a photo, even at 1 star, is better than nothing and leaving a blank slot in your book. You have a certain number of slots in your book, and you want to fill those out to the extent possible. Don't sit in there all day trying to get the last little photo. But you can quickly get several of these photos and within the first minute of the run. Every map now has a bone in some form or fashion. You may find the fingers, you may find the skull, you may find the ribs or the backbone. It is weird to see that, but the bone is there in every map somewhere. This small map we're running at Tanglewood, it is easy to find. As you go through to find the ghost, you will run across the bone. Take a picture of it, pick it up, done. The next thing you want to be looking for, and you can see the map again on Tanglewood, there's going to be some form of cursed object a significant amount of the time, whether it's the Ouija board, the voodoo doll, the mirror, the music box. Those are items you want to be on the lookout for as you navigate through the house. Snap a picture of it when you find it. The other things are key items that may or may not be available. You may or may not get them. Fingerprints, depending on your ghost. The ghost will leave fingerprints on doors, as you may know. Getting pictures of those non-duplicative pictures. You don't want to multi-take. But of the different fingerprints on independent doors and even windows, snap those pics. The other thing you look for is the actual ghost picture. Sometimes you're lucky and it shows up early or shows up often without hunting you. And so snap that pic. That is a very valuable picture. I typically leave a slot for that until I'm about ready to go. You want to grab that if you can. Leave that slot for the ghost. And when I get that ghost pic, I'm pumped because it's good money. The last thing I'll say about photos are footprints, glowing footprints. There's been a lot of misinformation and uncertainty surrounding glowing footprints. Most ghosts will leave glowing footprints when they walk through salt. You need a UV light of some sort. I typically bring the UV flashlight, but you could use the rave sticks if you wanted to. Flashlight's easier and it is a little brighter and easier to manage. And then you wait for that ghost to walk through. You will hear its footsteps, and then you find those footsteps with the UV. And you snap photos. Do not duplicate those photo shots of the footprints, but you can snap several pretty close to each other. Each one of those is worth some good money. Take advantage of that while you're sitting around kind of looking for a ghost photo, trying to see if you can get a little evidence. Throw that salt down, snap those pics. Good money. Those are the photo highlights. That is a easy money maker. You can go into a house with the basic items, the starter items, snap the bone, hopefully find a cursed object, and maybe get lucky with the ghost pic. And leave. You could do that and you'll make money. I mean, talk about low risk and quick. So again, if you're brand new, don't be afraid. Go do that. It'll help you learn the map and you'll make a little money. The last thing I want to cover, and this is the other part of the method, are objectives. You'll see here an example of objectives. We've got 3 objectives beyond the first. The first objective is always going to be to identify the ghost. That's a given. We're not focusing on that, but we will make a guess. Every run, we will try to figure that out based on the time in and what clues we have. But the other objectives, 2 through 4, are key items. Each hunt will be different. Certain ones will be much more longer term to accomplish. Certain ones will require hunts and risk of loss. We're going to avoid those. Other ones are simply items that will naturally occur or you might encounter just looking for the ghost. Those are going to be the ones we want. So in this case, we've got 3 very good ones that we can knock out in just finding the ghost area or just dealing with getting pictures or identifying the ghost in that short time we're in. Each of these is worth $10. So in wrapping up, your focus is not to identify the ghost. That is not your primary focus. You're trying to make money, get in and out. You're going to focus on photos and accomplishing objectives that are doable in a short amount of time. Don't get hung up. Don't get bogged down in trying to be a completionist on the runs. Take what you can get in and out quick and alive, and boom, you've done it. So those are the high points. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, and I welcome your comments. Well, thank you guys. Take it easy. Now I've set up a Tanglewood Street House Nightmare run, as I said I would. I'm bringing the starter items and a few of those optional quality of life items to meet those objectives. Let's see how we do. Hopefully we'll roll some good objectives. Ghost event, photo, and candle. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. First things first, we are going to go get that power on. I already heard a ghost door. It appears it's in that entrance area. I'm going to do a quick run in here. No bone. No bone. Let's get That power on downstairs. Alright, we got the Ouija board. Still want to get that bone. Gonna turn the common area lights on. Save us some sanity. Not in here. Nope. Probably gonna be in that front area. And striking out. Alright, there we go. Looks like we may have a hallway ghost or in this front bedroom. So let's confirm, shall we? 40s. It is definitely throwing stuff in that front room. Yep, I do believe we have the ghost in that front blue room. Yep, we may get freezing actually, so we shall see. Alright, let's go grab some more stuff. Let's go and look for footies. We'll bring the salt. Let's get this in here. Fingers. All right. So we'll close up some of these doors. Beautiful. I do believe our lockers in the garage were one of the primary hiding spots. Okay. Let us kick those lights on too. Alright, so we got fingers. Beautiful. And now we are going to... We're going to go get one more camera while we got the salt. Alright, so it already took the candle out. Beautiful. Camera. And in this case, we're going to go ahead and pop the pills in case it's an aggressive ghost. Right now, evidence-wise, we have fingers. We may get freezing. Keep in mind on Nightmare, you're only going to get up to 2 pieces of evidence. So that is going to limit us to some degree. Let's go ahead and bring in that video cam. See if by chance we can see something ghost-wise, orbs or dots. We don't have that, but maybe we can get some orbs out of it. So, okay, we do have ghost orbs. I think I saw one right there in the middle. Yep. All right, perfect. All right, let's throw down some salt. We're gonna grab this camera first. Another trick is you can throw your UV down like that. You'll often catch the footprints. Let's confirm the ghost is still here. Okay, it may have moved. Which is... Nope, there it is. Alright. We got a 3 here out of that. Yeah, okay. So we're still in that room, obviously. We have... orbs. Banshee onto other guy. So now we have some more footies the other way. Alright, let's make sure we're keeping a slot open. Alright, we got one more pick left for the ghost. So we really don't need any more shot. Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and smudge it. Where did I throw that lighter? Let's go ahead and get that going. See if we can get it fired up. We want to make sure we have our good camera handy. That's the cruddy one. That's the good one. And then we can throw this down if we need to. Ah, of course you did. Of course you did. Alright, we're gonna burn that. Let's see if we can get us a ghost pick. Come on, Ghosty. Give us a ghost pick. Beautiful. Alright. 3-star ghosts. Alright, so on Nightmare, it's all the evidence we're gonna get. We filled the book up. We knocked off the objectives. We even got the ghost event. So now all we have left is to guess the ghost. So I could spend a lot of time clicking through here. A Banshee, if we had a microphone, we could kind of tell that that was the actual Banshee. Typically, they'll sing for you. The Hantu, lower temperatures allow it to move faster, slower and warmer, so really not hunting is kind of a challenge to figure that out. And okay is interacting with the environment will rarely leave a trace. Shapeshift, leaving behind unique evidence. So we did get fingers out of that, but I don't know. We get a lot of Banshees. Don't have my sanity. We're just gonna roll the dice and go with the Banshee. If we wanted to, we could spend a minute more. It's definitely active, but I don't really want to get hunted. I mean, we could try that as well. Let's try that. I don't usually guess, though. Okay, let's see what we got. Journal's good. Maybe we'll get lucky. All right, we guessed it all. So you can see there, it took us not too terribly long. It took a little longer than I wanted, but pretty quick turnaround. At between 5 and 8 minutes, I believe. Made almost $400 on a street house. We pretty much snagged everything, including the ghost this time, so that's about as good as you get. You run, you know, 4 of those, 5 of those an hour, you're adding money up quick. So that's going to be it for a quick speed run, Nightmare mode, Tanglewood. Hopefully that's helpful. We'll catch you later.